David Savage, a.k.a. Diz, and this is The Force Always.
Okay, so welcome to the Force Always, back once again. So let's get on with the Star Wars news. Next, or this week actually, coming up in my local cinema, the Classic Cinema of Elstonwick, a part of Melbourne, Australia, they will be starting to show week by week the original trilogy for you to see on the big screen in a small screen way. But it's a big screen anyway. They're starting off with Empire Strikes Back, and then they're going to do A New Hope, and then Return of the Jedi. Wrong order, I've told them, I know, but this is what they want to do. It could be possibly in this order because of the whole Empire Strikes Back being the 40th anniversary, but this is the news I'm presenting to you because I have a competition. If you are Melbourne local and you subscribe to this channel, I will be giving you free tickets to go and see the actual movie at the Classic Cinema this Thursday. It will be, there's a couple of sessions. All you need to do is subscribe, and then maybe via my Instagram or Twitter, maybe message me and let me know that you've subscribed, and then I can arrange these tickets. So at the Classic Cinema this week, they're going to start the Star Wars original trilogy, starting off with Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, and then Return of the Jedi. In technical episode terms, it's episode 5, then episode 4, then episode 6, for the record. Anyway, so that is what's making news in this neck of the woods. But more news, Sideshow is a great hot toy collectible site, you could say, these days. I don't know if they actually have shops themselves, but I know that you can see them up close and personal at Star Wars Celebrations. I saw them there many times. Well, 2 times, but being in Orlando and Chicago. They've got a exclusive on at the moment with the Mandalorian, a limited edition they have available of a certain Mandalorian one. It's the Mandalorian with the Baby Yoda, or Grogu as we know it now, in the pram, which I hate saying pram, but it's in the pram. And you can get that at Sideshow. If you're interested, check that one out. That's making news this week. Anyway, so that is really the Star Wars news at this time. Let's get into the views. Views is my story ideas of anything Star Wars. It could be a poster, it could be a song, it could be an idea of an idea that is a story idea for Star Wars itself. Anyway, as there is rumors constantly on the net and anywhere you go, especially with Star Wars, one rumor that's sort of pretty high in the list is that will Disney reboot Star Wars, the sequel trilogy that's technically 7, 8 and 9, episode 7, 8, 9. Will they do it? As there's been a lot of talk about this in a rumor sort of based rumor. The story idea for this, in simple terms from myself, is don't do that story. Do not reboot it. It would be, look, I'm one of these kids back in 97, 98 when the talk of the original trilogy was coming back on the big screen in the special editions, and then they started to talk about they're going to do 1, 2 and 3, and they did at that time said they were going to do 7, 8 and 9. They did commit that. I've said this to you before, on the early days of the internet and StarWars.com, they had a slot for 1, 2, 3 and 7, 8 and 9, which had not been done at that point. Then a couple of years later, they just used the slots only for 1, 2 and 3. 7, 8, 9 got erased and forgotten about until Disney sort of acquired it. But I think if Disney or any company reboots Star Wars, sequel, original or prequel, I'm not with it at all. It doesn't mean I'll rebel or go against Star Wars. I still love Star Wars. It would definitely diminish my desire for Star Wars. I think the whole when we were told in 97 or 98 that they were going to make more Star Wars films and then start at before, then go after, the only thing that kept me at that point excited is that they were going to go after, but they didn't commit to that. But to see a new Star Wars film that was even 1, 2, and 3 was great, and the timeline has been set. Whether Lucas has actually written this one or 7, 8, 9 or not, this is the official Star Wars timeline in my opinion. I'm one of these Star Wars fans that could quite easily rewrite the whole story, every part of it, and lots of parts of it. From the prequels, sequels, and you could do in parts of the originals. But I'm one that just believes in the storytelling, and to accept that storytelling that's how it is, whether I like it or not. And if the fact that they change it, I think it would be the biggest mistake on my behalf, and I reckon a lot of people out there. I don't think Disney realise the impact of this decision if they do make it. My story idea this time around is not to rewrite the story in any part, but just to add to it. And in my opinion, the storytelling should be always pushed the next step forward, not going backwards or in between, but forward. Whatever the way they want to do it is to keep going forward. That's how you're really going to embrace Star Wars and its fans and the non-fans in an exciting adventure that is yet to be told. That's my story idea. That's not specific again, but it is a story idea. Anyway, let's get into reviews. Reviews is actually unexpected this week, but it's going to be reviewing something that is not Star Wars, but is Disney Plus related, which Disney owns Star Wars and Marvel. And Marvel at the moment have got a show called WandaVision. Episode 4 has been just released. I did review the first 2 episodes, and I gave them 1 out of 10 each. Now, that sounds like it's dismal, sounds like it's boring, sounds like it's bad. I gave it because the actual feel for the storytelling to me in the visuals and what they were trying to do, and this is a spoiler if you haven't seen it, was, old school sitcoms, but being told in a Marvel way. And I just thought it was the wrong feel. I just didn't think it suited it. I understand, going outside the square is good, and to be, something fresh is good. But this, to me, had no relation to it. You could tell it was using it as a setup for something. But even as a setup for something, it still didn't really suit the Marvel thing at all. I just think it's too outside of the square. You need to have something that is still connected within the square and outside the square. And this was just, it just went AWOL. But personally, I think that episode 4, even though it's the reveal to episodes 1, 2, and 3 in what was happening, which was expected, it was going to happen soon. It was probably sooner than I thought. But it was a really well done story as an episode. And I give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. One, because it does sort of centralize in the look of what Marvel is and the feel of what Marvel is. And it explains the story of what's 1, 2, and 3, the episodes 1, 2, and 3, in such a way it intertwines, interconnects. It really sort of connects them in such a way that to me, it's not time travel, but sort of like how Back to the Future, as I say this every so often, connected itself with the other movies in a behind the scenes sort of thing. And this is what episode 4 does in the WandaVision. It sort of goes behind the scenes of the particular episodes 1, 2, and 3 in episode 4, and it makes it such an interesting story. Not just that, the emotion, the build-up, the maturity to the look, and the storytelling was just amazing. I just thought this is a 9.5 out of 10. I know it's not Star Wars, but Marvel is connected to Disney. Star Wars is connected to Disney as well, and it is good versus bad technically in a more modern sort of type of way for you to say. But, you know, I'm not a Marvel fan. I do love what Marvel has to offer, but I'm just not completely with it. I do like the ideals of the used future sort of feel of Star Wars over the overdriven effects with Marvel, in my humble opinion. But yeah, 9.5 out of 10 for that episode 4, WandaVision. Check it out now. It's on Disney Plus. But I sort of recommend that you do watch 1, 2, and 3. Whether you like them or not, you will end up liking episode 4 much better. I think technically you could have almost started at episode 4 with this WandaVision. You could have almost started with that. It makes it fun that 1, 2, and 3 episodes 1, 2, and 3 are connected to episode 4. But it's only going to be really, for me, as a reference to what episode 4 has. The enjoyment of episode 1 and 2, 3 was just really at low, 1 out of 10. But the enjoyment of episode 4 was really high. It's just amazing. And I wish Star Wars looks at this and sort of sees how they can intertwine and connectivity with its universe. But anyway, that's another story. That's my review for this time around. Now let's get into interviews. That's interviews 2Q. That's 2 questions I asked myself for you guys out there. Okay, the first question: what is the worst thing that Star Wars, Lucasfilm, or Disney could do at this stage to really kill Star Wars? I'm not one of these Kennedy, Lucasfilm, Disney haters. I'm accepting what they do. I do, you know, there's a lot of things that they haven't been doing. Missed opportunities is the best way to put it. But I think if Star Wars ever became a musical, oh God, I would just go, my goodness, this is no, zero. Zero, as I say no to, no is my version of zero. 0 to musical. Do not do a Star Wars musical. I would sort of be intrigued personally as a Star Wars fan, but 0 to it. Anyway, number 2 question. That's the answer to the first question. The second question is the rumor being said that is being rebooted. Is it a good idea or not? I think it is. It's a good idea, but I think that it's a completely bad idea. Star Wars should not reboot at all in any form. Anyway, so that's my story idea, my second question answer. And as my lovely wife arrives home early in the episode, look, come through, Shamin. Look, Shamin here, she's been working. Look,
hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
I just finished work.
She just finished work. She's hopefully made some money for us.
Yes.
Now, so anyway, she's off to just coming home. Anyway, so that's I got a bit distracted there. But anyway, that's the Force Awakens this week. Remember, you can join that competition by just subscribing to the channel. You've got to be a Melbourne, Australian resident. And until next time, my friends, keep rocking.